Live from the legendary podcast bus in sunny California, it's America's funniest new podcast.
Oh my God, what did you get over?
Pretty happy about it. I'm like, thanks.
Yeah.
Good.
We think it's funny. And now, here are your hosts, Mark Schiff and Daniel Nobel.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another exciting and soon-to-be jam-packed episode of your favorite podcast. We think it's funny. I'm Daniel Lobel. I'm here with my co-host.
Yeah, jam-packed.
Mark Schiff.
Jam-packed.
That is the melodic voice of Mark Schiff. And guess who we have in the studio today? Our very first ever guest returns.
You said guess who? Can I guess? Or
yeah, go ahead. I was giving a clue. I said my very,
go ahead.
The clue was he was our first ever guest.
I don't know who it is.
It's Darron Carter, the party starter.
Darron Carter.
Darron Carter, the party starter.
Hit us with a beatbox.
Yeah. The party starter.
From Fresno, California.
That's right, F-Town. That's just, man, you guys are from cool places, New York. It just sounds like, that's one thing I noticed. You go to these auditions and they'd say, tell us about yourself. And then if you're like, I'm from Fresno, and they're like,
nothing.
Okay, nothing. But
end of the conversation.
But if I'm from Long Island, oh, wow, and there's like this connection. And I remember, or even if you're from like some like romantic type place, like I'm from, if you go, I'm from Wyoming, they're like, Wyoming, what was it like? Horseback riding or,
Or Fresno. You meet a girl, you tell her you're from Fresno, she knows you're not rich, first of all.
Right.
She knows you come from a poor family.
Yeah, these are the images.
You live in a crummy house.
Right.
That needs to be fixed.
Yeah, exactly.
But if she goes out with you, then it's love.
Yeah, then it's love. You're like, we found each other.
Because she knows she's getting nothing from you.
That's why you got to lead with California. They don't know which part. I'm from California.
Now, you did the dreaded today. You did the dreaded. You drove here.
Yeah.
From Burbank.
Yes, which is like Fresno if it was a little bit better.
Burbank, well, it had the Johnny Carson 1,000 years ago.
That's downtown beautiful Burbank.
Yeah. But you drove here, and a lot of people, a lot of comedians go into, like when they live here, they won't go anywhere during the day.
Right.
Because of the driving thing.
Yeah.
Are you like that?
There's a couple places I go to, but you're right. Like I used to go to this boxing gym, and that's how they get you. Like at first, it's only it was within walking distance. I'm like, oh, I can walk there. I didn't, but I could if I wanted to. And then the boxing gym closed after a couple of years. But by that time, you're already addicted to it because you're feeling the results. It's like living inside of a Rocky movie because they're motivational. Like you'd see people and they'd say some sort of motivational quote, and you'd you get the euphoria would come in the endorphins. Then they moved, and once they moved, I was like, "Well, I'm hooked. I'm gonna go." Yeah. And then I would drive to Northridge, and I cut myself.
Oh my God.
Yeah, a half hour back and forth, and then they moved.
Northridge demands using the Lord's name. Oh my God!
Exactly.
Northridge, you have to throw in the Lord.
And I did it for a year there, and then they moved again, and then it got to the point where I was like, you know what? I'm enjoying going to Griffith Park.
Do you like boxing?
Yes, I do. I don't love it though, but I do like it.
So I studied
in
the Valley.
Yeah.
I did.
You never did it? You just studied it?
Yeah. Well, you take this boxing classes where you hit the bag, and then your guy has the thing.
Yeah.
And it's always, in my experience, it's usually an ex-boxer that is teaching this, and you need to look up their stats before you train with them.
Right.
Because I didn't do this at first. Yeah. This guy was 0-28. He lost everything, knocked out the first round, everything. But he was hoping that nobody looked him up.
That's hilarious.
I knocked him out, which is...
With a look.
Yeah. But the training is the best part, right? The training and
I'm going to show you a picture I have here. Which, since you're talking the boxing thing, you think you might like this. But go ahead.
Yeah, I love the training part. But it was that I was addicted to that, like being able to punch something, and it's okay because in life you're not supposed to punch things. You're not supposed to make too much noise.
No.
But boxing gym, it was great. You have these like medicine balls, and you're supposed to like slam them like you're King Kong. You're like slamming these like bam, bam, bam. I mean, and it's okay. It's encouraged. It was
later. I can't find it. I just took a picture with Sugar Ray Leonard.
Oh, that's cool.
He's unbelievable.
Wow. Did you show him any of your moves?
Yeah. So whenever he takes a picture, any great boxer, they always do this. They go.
The fist thing?
Yeah, they do the fist thing. They have to. They can't just stand there and smile.
They don't do this.
No, they don't do it like
I'm very pensive.
Yeah.
The Jack Benny pose.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Yeah, and sadly, it's like my inspiration was not a real boxer. Like I kind of like Rocky, the whole movies. So when I was in there, in my mind, I'm like, hey, yo, I'm gonna go in there, right, Mick? We're gonna go training. I had to drive to Northridge, but it's worth it.
Come on, Rock, you can do it. There's a little bit of traffic.
That's good, Rocky.
Come on, Rock.
Yeah.
Come on, Rock. You're a winner, Rock.
Yeah.
Burgess Meredith. Do you know anything about him, his career?
No, tell me.
So Burgess Meredith was a great actor. And he was a star of many Broadway plays in the 30s and 40s. And just a remarkable movies. And then he landed Rocky. And of course, the thing he's most known for is Batman. Yep. Right? Which is ridiculous after his career. But he was an amazing actor. And so
it's interesting when I love to look at the history of entertainment, and you look back at these guys that there's people that I've heard of, and then like I'm sure if I listen to an autobiography or a biography of him, I'd be like,
I read a book on, I read his biography.
It's great, isn't it? Great to read that kind of stuff. And have you ever heard of? And I just discovered this guy recently. I've been listening to his music and listening to some of the interviews. Did you ever hear of this country western, the king of western swing? Bob Wills and his Texas Playboys.
Of course. From the 30s and 40s.
It was great.
Of course. Who hasn't heard of that?
Yeah. How about you, Danny? You've
I've never heard of it until right now.
Dude, Bob Wills is great.
They said that he was like the Beatles of the time. Like he was so popular, he would do shows during the week and 10,000 people would show up on a Tuesday.
He also wore a real nice jacket, like a lot of those guys. And I listened to all that stuff.
It's kind of fun. It's to hear of something from a different era. And they said that what changed his career was amplification, because then people could hear the fiddles, so it didn't have to be such a small room. It could be a bigger, just like with comedy, right? Like,
right.
With the amplification.
But by the way, you and I, full disclosure to the many fans out there, we're in real life good friends.
Yes, full disclosure.
So when you were coming in today, my first instinct was like, I don't have to look up anything. He's my friend.
Yeah.
But then I thought, no, let me do a little research on Darren. And when I found
you're 0-48.
I'm up here talking about boxing. I should shut the hell up and drive home. All right?
I looked you up. Turns out there's nothing.
Nothing.
You don't even have one fight.
No, I learned something about you that I thought was interesting. That I would love to have you elaborate on. Is that you did a
fake news?
You did a Snoop Dogg impression, and Snoop liked it, and started having you over his house.
Yeah, no, it's so funny you'd say that. I was almost, when you said what's a special guest, I was going to be like, wow, yeah, what's cracking? Ooh, we think it's funny, yeah. Here's the deal. I did not perform at his house, but what I did.
It says online you went to his house for barbecues.
Wow.
Is that true, or are you?
That's not true.
Oh, wow.
But there's a lot of things that aren't true. What's the word? Oh, I just looked it up last night. You think the news is real until it's about you, and then you're like, what?
How does that get out there?
There's a phrase for that. I don't know.
That's interesting.
Why would anybody post that you went to a barbecue you didn't go to? That sounds like such an innocuous thing to post.
It's kind of based on truth. So here's the deal. And my wife just told me this phrase last night. When you think something, anyways, it's not the Streisand effect. That's something different. Anyways, here's the deal. I performed at the Hollywood Improv. His cousin saw me perform and do the Snoop Dogg impression. Mm-hmm. And he said, hey, we have a family reunion coming up. We'd love to hire you to perform at Snoop's reunion. And it's going to be in Long Beach. And I said, I'd love to do it. Absolutely. And he goes, okay, and then I don't remember how much time went by, but let's say a couple of weeks. Snoop Dogg's mother and aunt and his cousin came to see me at the Ice House in Pasadena.
Wow.
I did the show. And at that time, my jokes weren't that flattering about Snoop, because it was more like, I remember I was like, hey, what's going to happen when rappers get old, And then I would kind of like imitate. And for him, it was, let me see if I can still do it. I was like, it was a tune to a Gin and Juice. I was like, rolling down the streets. Oh, how's it go? Oh, sipping on some prune juice with my mind on my bladder and my bladder on my mind. Nothing but a pee thing, baby. Medicare was a label that pays me, and Depends is a diaper that saves me. Whatever, right?
Yeah, that's good.
So I did it, and then they hired me, and I performed at the family reunion. It was
Snoop's family reunion.
Yeah, it was, and they kept saying like, well, there's a reason the money's not that big because it's the family. It's not Snoop's reunion. It's the family.
Right. There's more people, so less money.
And I was like, cool, because exactly. and it was at the Reef restaurant. It was like this giant banquet room, and then it went so well that they hired me to come back the next year, and then we did it, and I did a reunion the following year, and the following year there was a videographer, and they'd filmed the first year, and so the second year, as Snoop Dogg was actually performing one of his hits, and there was monitors behind him that was showing the previous year's family reunion, and it just happened to be the part where I was on stage doing stand-up comedy on the monitor. So as he's rapping, you're seeing, I'm like, there I am back there. It's crazy, and I got like some photos, and
that's cool.
Yeah, it was very cool.
Was he nice to you?
Very nice, very nice. And the funny note, as I was not, they told me not to curse. Yeah, my grandma was out there. No swears.
Oh, that's
and then
funny.
he introduced me the second year. He's this before I shaved my head. He's red on top. He's got red hot jokes. And then he called me something, and then he brought me up.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's cool. Ralphie May, who I used to open for, he was friends with Snoop.
Wow.
And he got Snoop has, I guess, his own brand of marijuana. So he's got this Snoop weed. So Ralphie gave me some of it once, and we were doing Bananas in Poughkeepsie, and he said, and I don't like to smoke, pretty much anything, but I get paranoid. Anyway, Ralphie's like, this is Snoop weed. You have to try the Snoop weed. You'll never get this again. This is from his private reserve.
Yeah.
So I said, all right, I'll take it. So I was taking a Greyhound bus back from Poughkeepsie to the Port Authority building in New York. And it was the most pungent smelling weed. I had it in a bag, in my pocket. And I remember everybody was like going like that to me, like, it was such a strong smell. So I'm walking through the Port Authority building, and they had drug-sniffing dogs there, these big German Shepherds. Oh, wow. And I'm like freaking out. I don't know what to do. So I don't know. I walk by them. They come up to me, and like I'm telling you, I made the whole place smell like it. Somehow, by a miracle from God, they didn't do anything. And I just got home, and I smoked it with my neighbor. And I think that's the last time I ever smoked, because it's not, but it was almost the last time because it was so strong.
You sounded paranoid even before you smoked it.
Yeah.
It's a bag instead of another bag
I'm naturally paranoid.
Everyone's looking at me.
Yeah. That's why I don't do well with it.
I'm the last guy to do this on a Greyhound bus.
Yeah. Like, it's Snoop weed. It's not from me. Go after Snoop.
A friend of mine was coming back from Paris, and he brought back some of his favorite cheese, and very pungent smelling cheese, and he had it in the overhead, and somehow the little thing that it was in opened, and it started leaking out, and it smelled like somebody had made in their pants there, and the entire thing there, this whole section smelled like somebody really
gosh.
And then when he opened the overhead and he saw, he couldn't tell anybody that it was his cheese, so he let them all think that
you know what, maybe that's where that phrase comes from, cut the cheese.
There's some real foul-smelling cheese. Limburger was the one that everybody used to joke about. Three Stooges would open a thing, sniff it, and then pass out.
Yeah.
Why do you think French people love cheese more than everybody else? They love cheese.
They love cheese, and they have low cholesterol.
Dang.
How's that?
I love cheese too, and I don't even think I'm French.
You probably have high cholesterol though.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just assuming that from looking at it.
Let me ask you a question about bananas. Is that the club? Do they give bananas out at the end of the night?
No.
Somebody said they did.
I played bananas in Philadelphia. There was a bananas, which was one of the first clubs
Did they play the song when you go on? Yes, we have no bananas.
Don't remember that, but I know that song.
Or maybe now they update it with the it's bananas, BANANAS.
You're right. There is a newer banana song.
What's around your neck? What do we got here?
Oh, so
kind of a Western motif.
Yeah, I got the collar tips. I got the I don't know if they could see this on. I got a bolo tie. I got about 25 different bolo ties.
You do.
And yeah, right. I love these bolo ties, man. it's something I got into and kind of dresses up your normal like stage wear.
Bob Wills would wear
right. Bob Wills.
So
I love it.
Those clips come off the shirt.
Yeah.
For washing.
Mm-hmm. And they come off, and you can.
You can put those on any shirt, huh?
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
So any shirt you can like Western up.
Yeah, any shirt. Like that's right. Come on down to Fresno's.
Any shirt.
Western Warehouse. We've got. Yeah. It's just one big ad to like promote that in my banana company.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, I it's funny. You look at videos of yourself from different eras, and I'm like, for a while I was just doing the whole t-shirt and jeans thing, and even at the time my wife was like, dress up more, and I remember the day that I started dressing up. I call this dressed up. But it works for me. I don't know. It kind of works.
It looks good.
I see you and Jerry. You guys wear suits, and it looks amazing. And
it's an old school thing, but
it looks great
when we come out on stage.
Yeah.
People know that we want to be there and we dressed up for it, and it's important to us.
And that's how I feel. Like I'm not wearing a suit, but I'm putting the collars on, the thing, and I'm wearing like button up and like the whole Western vibe. And and I noticed, don't go stealing my style now.
I will not.
You're in no danger, Darren.
So Seinfeld and the producer of the show, Kevin, they buy very expensive suits.
Nice.
Armani stuff, and very good $300-$400 ties.
Wow.
So I get my ties from eBay from China, and they're 10 for $20.
Yeah.
They're like $2, $3 a tie, whatever it is.
Uh-huh.
But I think they're nice. So I'm wearing one of the ties, and we meet Jerry at his room there, and we all get in, and he goes, it's a beautiful tie, and he starts talking up this $2 tie. He has no idea that this thing. I said, yeah. He goes, wow, I'm going to get a tie like that, would you? And it's just funny. You can have something so cheap.
Yeah. It's all perception.
It's all perception.
Yeah.
Oprah did a show once like that. She had this woman who dresses people, and she shopped at like Armani and all expensive stores, and then TJ Maxx, who have they do knockoffs of the real stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
And people couldn't tell the difference.
Yeah.
One was $3,000. One was $29.95.
It's all a scam. Like I was telling you before the show about that sneaker store I went to. They try and get you to pay crazy money for everything. But I heard about a sketch show. I haven't seen it, but a friend of mine told me about this, that there's a British sketch show, and you can watch it online. And it's like a prank show. And one of the pranks they do is they take, when this woman's not home, they go through her freezer because she freezes all of her dishes, and they take all her food, and then they bring him and the husband and wife to this fancy restaurant, and they start serving her own food from her freezer.
That's a good one.
But like plated really nicely.
Yeah.
And every single dish, she goes, I'll make one just like this.
Wow.
But they like name it fancy French names and everything, and they're bringing out like her macaroni and cheese from her freezer.
That's hysterical.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
There was a woman I know, we had dinner at her house, my wife and I, and she served soup. And we're eating the soup, and we go, that's pretty good. Yeah, what's the recipe? She goes, very simple. So what is the recipe? She takes out a can of V8, and she opens it, and she pours it into a thing, and she says, I warmed that up.
Wow.
And then he said, you know what? I'm not coming here anymore.
It's the worst soup I've ever had.
You put no effort.
By the way, do you ever eat soup out in restaurants?
I do.
You notice the price of a bowl of soup now? Seriously.
Yeah, I know.
It's like scary.
I know.
And it's mostly water.
I was in a place the other day, it was like
That's true.
$14.95 for a bowl of soup.
Wow, that's a lot.
$95?
I don't know that you can get soup anymore in most places for under $9 a bowl.
I was thinking about Pea Soup Anderson's, and they've, it's big California landmark. I think there was 3 of them at one point. Well, I think they're closed now. The one up in Solvang, I believe it's closed, or Buellton, one of them is closed. And then I was thinking, like, it's not really a popular soup, pea soup. And so
it has the ham in it, right?
Yeah.
It has a little chunk of bacon or ham.
Yeah.
I think what happened was they found out that the owner, one of the ingredients, he actually pees in the soup. It took them 40 years to.
Like, wait a second.
It's one of those long investigations.
Yeah, AI figured it out.
Yeah.
What the taste was.
At the time, I don't remember everything, but I Googled, like, top 10 soups or top 30 soups, and that on that particular list, pea soup was like not even in the top 10. It was like number 11.
That's something only a comic would do.
Yeah.
Nobody else is taking the time to see like how popular a kind of soup is. That's
Right.
that's
Only a comic.
That's a comic brain thing to do, right?
What do you think the number one? Anyone idea what the number one soup would be?
So
last time he was on the
list.
show, he asked us the number one ice cream.
Oh, I did.
And it was
That's
vanilla.
right.
This is a thing he does. I
Yeah.
noticed.
So this is a good question. The number one soup. So it's a
I'm gonna Google it. Just
clam chowder, vegetable
I
soup.
don't know.
No, I
Clam
don't
is
think-
people. I think are repulsed by seafood. A lot of people.
no.
I don't know if clam would
Let
be
me
like
see
people have
here.
allergies.
Number one soup, chicken noodle
Chicken
soup.
soup. It got to be chicken soup.
you guys are both correct. Chicken noodle soup is number one.
Okay, but number two is going to be more challenging. You have number two in front of you?
I'm gonna look it up right now.
Where's clam chowder?
Hold on.
Where the hell is clam chowder?
Before the show, I put on airplane mode. Now I'm like, I should. I want to say clam chowder is not in the top three. The top.
I think tomato would be number two.
Tomato.
Because people like a tomato bisque or something like
Tomato rice.
Tomato, yeah. What is it? Number two.
Well, the search results are coming in right now.
Lentil.
Lentils up
Oh,
there. I
lentil
love
is
lentil.
big.
I love a good lentil soup.
Potato leek is a very underrated soup.
It's the owner of Anderson's Leeks and the
Leeks.
potato leek. That was the hidden ingredient.
the leek.
The pea in the leek.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. The pea in the leek.
So you looked up the soups because you couldn't believe that Anderson's pea soup closed? And
Right.
you thought maybe it's because the soup isn't
And
popular?
yeah, because I was like, that's not even a popular soup. Like, why didn't they just go with
How
chicken
did they
noodle?
survive for so many years then?
Probably because there's nothing else there on the freeway.
Truck
You're just-
drivers.
So your theory is that they just
You know
opened
why?
up another kind of soup
It's
place?
a hearty soup that truck drivers love.
Yeah.
Nice big bowl of pea
Top
soup.
10 popular soup.
I don't think that the reason that Anderson's pea soup closed is because pea soup is not a popular soup. There's got to be something else going on there. Because they
think so?
lasted for what, 70 years or something? I
That
don't
is
know.
true. Well, but taste change though. You know, like one of the top one of the top soups was mulligatawny, and I'm
No.
like, yeah, and that wasn't really that popular in America a while ago, and neither was pho or pho.
Yeah,
Pho.
pho,
That
yeah.
was also creeping into the top 10. Like,
That's
That is very popular
Ramen,
now.
a ramen noodle
Right.
soup is a big soup,
Which?
right? Ramen noodle.
Ramen.
Yeah.
Not amongst our group.
Elderly people love a mushroom barley.
When you
oh,
go,
I love a mushroom barley. Am I old now?
You're getting
Damn,
old. You're
I
getting
do
old.
like it though.
when you go to the the casinos,
Yeah.
pho.
Pho, huh?
Big on the Asian stuff.
Egg drop soup. You like egg drop soup? That's a weird soup.
Don't like it.
It's a very
Yeah,
weird
not
soup. It's
really.
like it's not raw eggs, but it's not cooked eggs.
It's like someone let a big loogie float in the soup there.
It's the only soup. It's the only time you see eggs in that form.
Yeah.
yeah,
you
that
know?
is weird, huh? Like you wouldn't want a runny egg, but then you're like, but I'd like it in some soup.
But it's not even a runny egg. It's like it's in a semi state of
I
like
know.
it
like,
hasn't.
It's in between cooked and
yeah,
uncooked.
it's like
sort
it's
of,
in a transition. It's frozen in transition.
it's transitioning the soup. It's
Oh, a transition soup.
all the Chinese soups I find really weird. I mean, wontons is good, but it's basically just a noodle soup. But sweet and sour, that's a very weird soup. I actually like it, but it's weird.
hate it.
You hate it?
Yeah.
I like
Don't
it.
like it.
But it doesn't know what it wants
That's
to be.
like imagine a soup, hot and cold soup. Half of it is hot and half of it is cold. What's the benefit here?
By the way, I'm going to tell you this: sweet and sour soup, it's only sour. It's never
It is.
sweet.
Sour overrides the sweet.
There's no sweet. They're
Some
lying about
comedian
the
does
sweet.
a routine about how Chinese restaurants have never come up with a dessert.
Really? Yeah,
There's no dessert. They can't
the
think of
fortune
anything.
cookie, that's it.
That's true, right? You kind of get that fortune cookie, but
That's
I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe some figs or something, but they can't. Slice of cake is way beyond these people.
They can't do that.
yeah.
Can't make it in a wok.
No.
Yeah.
Walk and roll.
You had a great joke once about Chinese restaurants on this show where you said that they never add a new dish to the menu. They have like the same things forever. They never come up with a new dish.
You can go to the same Chinese restaurant 50 years, and it's the same menu.
Right.
I also had the Chinese people were discriminated against because there's no name mug with their name on it. You've never seen a Hing Fang Wang Chao mug, have you?
No.
Never went and said, "You have a Hing Fang Wang Chao?" No. What about a Wang Chu?
The whole thing is weird. With the fried noodles to begin with. I think they're just messing with us. I don't think that's how they eat in China. They're like, just give them like weird eggs and call that a soup. Just fry some noodles. Give that to them beforehand. Tell them that's how it's supposed to start.
It's true. What you get here, you never get in the country they say it originates.
Yeah,
right.
It just doesn't happen.
Yeah, that's why I think sometimes I don't want something if it's like, quote, too authentic. I'm like, give me something that I'm like used to and with some ketchup there.
With some ketchup.
I don't want to be too.
You like a good American diner experience.
Yes, I love American diners.
Yeah,
because I can get the eggs. I can also get like a salad or a burger or something that's like
right
and
healthy.
It's a 28-page menu.
Yeah, I like that. Especially if you have time. You know what I mean? You if you don't want to be in traffic, so you get to a town early and you can.
And the menus are like this.
Right, I love it. I love it. Get a coffee, a refill, and you could go over your notes. I love that.
Mark was checking out some of your social media stuff before and talking to me about I like my women like I like my jokes.
Yeah.
You could do anything with that, right? Like you can literally people give you any. What are some of the weirdest ones people have given you? Because let's tell the audience what it is.
Yeah.
So, and these are like viral sensations. You have these videos. He's got the flashlight, and he goes, "I like my women like I like my," and the audience yells something, and some of these have like millions of hits.
You told me I should go for the Guinness Book of World Records, like the same setup with the variety of punchlines.
I told him that. I said he probably would win the Guinness record for the most different punchlines for the same setup.
It started like 25 years ago. I was on stage and I had like 2 or 3 punchlines for it. And then I go, you guys give me a word. And I realized like, I kind of have a knack for this. And at that time there was basically I'd pay the sound booth guy to hit play and I'd play whatever the popular song was. And they'd hit play and then they hit pause. And then I realized like, I don't need to do that. I can just do it. It's better if I'm in control. I can just hit the punchline and it. And then I didn't really do it every show and kind of stopped doing it. And then with social media, you're like, okay, we got to like put stuff out there. And then those started taking off on the first platform, TikTok. I don't know if you guys are on TikTok, but that was the last one that I joined where people were like, you got to get on there.
Right.
I was just resisting. I was like, I don't want to go on there. And then it still took like 2 years of posting and nothing happening. But then one day it did take off. And then the one that really took off, it was swim goggles. Somebody yelled out, swim goggles. And I said, wet, tight, and on my face.
Right.
Yeah.
And then that got like 18 million views on Instagram, and then it started happening, and people sort of following, sharing, and I get
once
a
you
kick
get
out
a big
of it.
hit like that, does it guarantee the next one will be bigger?
It does for a while. I feel if it's in that same genre, and the best advice people have told me, and it worked. They said post. Stick with only stand up for 30 days, like if that's what you're going to post or whatever your genre is. Because the computer has to figure out who do we send these videos to. Because I go, I'm doing that wrong because I was, one day it'd be a stand-up clip, and then the next day I'd be like, hey, check out these 2 birds, or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like keep
confused,
it. Yeah, stand up, and then also try to crop in as close as you can to your body, your face. I used to put the camera in the back and be like, look how packed it is. It doesn't matter because on the screen, it should like fill up the screen for the most part. And then also make sure that your voice is loud, like you could be heard. So you don't want the audio to come off the phone or the camera that's 80 feet from you. You want it to be like...
Right in.
So once I got the lavalier and the camera or these clubs that film us and using their footage and just boosting the sound so it's really loud, that's when you give yourself a fighting chance.
Wow.
And also don't waste people's time. Like if there's like, like try to make it as like I used to show like pausing, thinking that they'll just scroll away. So in a weird way, it's like with stand up, how that's what's funny, like the tension but with social media, it seems like, at least for me, I try to
instant gratification.
Yeah, and if there's like a second and a half of me going breathing or something, like I'll just take that out because it moves faster.
Okay.
And you know what? I because of your guys' show, you guys interviewed George Slatter.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Slaughter.
Slaughter. And I remember where I was at. I was actually, believe it or not, I was up near Fresno on a farm.
Fresno.
Yeah, Fresno.
Home of the rich.
That's right. Home of the rich. I like this. Soon to be. They
Home of the hopeful.
yeah. So I was out there walking, and he said that one of the reason of Laughing was so popular because he goes, it was bright colors, it was loud, it was fast, and he goes, if somebody else does that again, I feel like that would be another hit. And I was thinking to myself, like, wow, I like my women, like those bits are kind of like that. So I said, you know what? Let's just keep leaning into that and, brightening up the screen, brightening up the colors, like loud and,
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I used to do something where when the clubs used to have a piano player up there, I think Comedy Store had it. I don't know if they have it anymore.
I know the Improv does.
But they don't have one all the time.
The Improv, I think the Improv does all the time. Doesn't it? Doesn't it have that piano on the...
It has a piano, but I don't think
No
there's
piano
often
player.
Oh, there's not a piano player.
So the clubs used to have somebody playing you on. The Comedy Store would have that. So I would use them at the end of the act. I would ask the audience for a line. I would do a blues song.
That's cool.
I'd say, give me the opening line and the closing line, and I would make up the song. I used to be very good at it. It's been a long time. But it was similar to your thing, and the audiences loved that.
I wonder if you could bring it back for social media. Maybe you could.
Maybe I could.
And,
let's try your thing. I was asking Danny, can we...
Let me warm it up with...
but we want to do it too. We want to do it too.
Oh, perfect. That'd be great. I like my women like I like my shoes, no strings attached.
Balloons.
All right, here we go. All right, balloons. I like my women like I like my balloons. You might have to bleep this.
Go ahead.
I thought that was part of it.
No. I like balloons, twisted, full of, you know what, and never mind. Yeah, I don't want you to get.
I'll give you a suggestion. Okay, here we go.
I like my women like I like my
podcast bus.
Podcast bus working. I like my women like I like my
pillow.
4 of them on my bed. The littlest one around my neck.
How about this? Give me one.
You want a word?
No, I'll throw you one.
I like my women like I like my
men
transitioning to a woman.
Very good.
Woman.
I had to work on that because people would yell out that.
Yeah.
Let me have it.
Yeah.
I like my woman like I like my
pizza.
Pizza. I like it red, hot, and melting in front.
All right.
Yeah.
With a little Dylan twang
Ooh,
on
I like
there.
that. It's just like Dylan. Yeah. See, I like my women like my pizza round and Italian. Ooh.
I don't think I'll be good at it, but throw me one.
I'll
come up with an
Go
answer.
ahead. I like my women.
I like my women part.
I like my women like I like my
hat
on my head.
Yeah, all right.
All right.
Short, and he got right to it, didn't he?
Yeah.
I like my women like I like my
Ghost.
ghost.
Yeah.
I like my women like I like my ghost. I like them toast, and then gone.
Yeah. How about this? Because that was one that stumped me. I was at Comedy Magic Club and they said ghost because I don't really watch scary movies. I'm not into the ghosts. And so I kind of, it took me about 25 seconds to come up with it, but I went moaning under the sheets.
Oh, that's a good one.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say something similar, like in my bedroom.
Yeah.
Do one more, Danny.
Okay. I like my women like I like my
Guitar.
in my hands and like I don't want to go dirty with it.
With a long neck and a cheese.
Getting ready to be plucked.
Yeah. That's
Getting ready to be plucked. Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah. That's what I.
That's good. Burger. Jeez,
Yeah.
I like my women like my hamburger.
Yeah. I like hot, juicy, and in my mouth.
And warm on both sides.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there you go.
And between the buns.
Yeah. See some nice buns.
All right, we're going to be doing that in our acts now.
Yeah. You
Since
guys,
we know we can do
we'll
it.
do different regions.
Or here, I'll give you a bad version of it. I like my women like I like my burger
All right, cheeseburger.
with lettuce on her.
The audience would go.
That's the bad version.
Try my blues thing. I'm going to give you an opening line.
Okay.
You got a musical,
try it.
So I'm going to give you an opening line and a closing line. I'll give you the opening, you give him the closing,
Okay.
right? So, opening line, if it's raining on Tuesday.
And then the closing line is, shut the door.
If it's raining on Tuesday, shut the door.
Okay, I don't know what I'm doing, but we'll try it. Well, if it's raining on Tuesday, I'll be staying inside. If it's raining on Tuesday, I'll be with my bride. She'll be making me some soup, but no split pea. I'll be shutting that door, just her and me.
Yeah!
All right, that's good.
That's fantastic.
All right, now give Mark an opening, and I'll give him a closing.
Oh, I like that. Thank you. All right, the opening is, I went to the park to run.
I went to the park to run.
And the closing line is, and that's why I still eat rabbits.
I went to the park to run. I walked in the daytime sun.
Yeah.
I had to lose weight because I can't skate, and now all the day is done.
Mm-hmm.
What was the last line?
Because that's why I still eat rabbits.
And once in a while, I get hungry.
Mm-hmm.
I look in the tree for some food.
So do.
Sitting up there is my friend Babbitt.
Mm-hmm.
My God, it's not Babbitt, it's a rabbit.
Close it up.
Not bad.
Yeah,
I'll take
not
the
bad.
audience would clap
I'll
on that
take
one.
it. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Let's give you a shot at it now.
All right,
Yeah,
okay.
you could sing too. I like
Opening and closing lines.
Okay,
Go ahead.
there's no pickles in the fridge.
Okay. And I need a closing line.
Closing line is, so I went straight to bed.
Okay.
There's no pickles.
No pickles in the fridge. I thought I'd have one, just maybe a smidge. But I opened the door, and what did I see? All my pickles were taken from me. Oh, there's no pickles. No pickles in the old fridge.
Where'd they go?
What was the closing line? I forgot.
I went straight to bed.
Oh, no pickles. Made me so sad. And then my sadness started to make me mad. Well, I got angry. It went straight to my head. I said, hey, forget it. And I went straight to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Fantastic. I used to do that to Full House, and it was fantastic. When it worked, they just went crazy.
It's hard to remember the closing line once you
Yeah, because you get into it. You kind of remind me of, I love that Manish Boy. That song,
What?
Manish Boy by Howlin' Wolf.
I don't know who that is.
And Johnny
Howlin'
Winter.
Wolf, one of the great blues players of all time.
Okay.
It's, yeah, I'm a M-A-N.
Oh,
And then-
yeah.
That one, and then
I'm
the
a
guys-
man. The
Yeah.
song is I'm a man.
I'm a man. I can't sing, but yeah, it's like that kind of.
M-A-N. Loved Howlin' Wolf.
Yeah, and then Johnny Winter's in the back, like, yeah, like you hear him, oh, and all that kind of stuff. And that, you know what, Bob Wills was doing that because I looked him up and I was so entertained because he does a thing. It's almost like a call and response or a hype man for country music back in the day. He does this thing where he goes, oh, like you would tell a story, like I went to bed, oh, and like say, and he kind of looks like what's his name, Andy Griffith. And
Yeah,
he comes, the person will be singing. He comes right up to him and he does like, oh, is that right? And like he walks away and he's like, oh.
You ever hear Jimmy Rogers?
That's another guy I want to get into with the
train guy.
the
and
train songs.
And he would yodel.
Yodel, and he had like the TB blues.
Yeah. He was amazing.
Tuberculosis.
Those guys set the standard for what was. My favorite of all time is the original Hank Williams, who was known as the Hillbilly Shakespeare.
Oh yeah.
His lyrics are so phenomenal and so great and so succinct, and in 2 minutes he could conjure up an entire world.
Yeah. So you really could, with all those, things that people borrowed over the years. So now they're kind of cliche a little bit, like in music. But yeah, when he did it, like when you heard that lonesome whistle,
whistle
it's
blow.
so good. It's so good.
He died at 29, outside a gig in the back of a Cadillac. He was a horrible alcoholic.
29.
29 years old, died from alcoholism.
And left this huge body of work that you're young, but you probably still know these songs. Like, do you know any Hank Williams songs that you know of?
I don't know.
I'll sing one right now. Hey, good looking, what you got cooking?
What's about cooking something up for me? You don't know
I don't know
one?
it. No. No.
Get out.
Get
out!
You don't know that one? Oh, how about this one? Do you know this one? There's no pickles in my fridge.
That was a big one.
Yeah, that was a big one.
Yeah, I got mad, then I got sad, then I went to bed.
Stupid lyric. I got mad and then I got sad.
He was the hillbilly Shakespeare. But you know what? Sometimes you learn stuff just through pop culture. Because I remember I was watching Pee Wee's Playhouse, and he was like, "La la la," and he was like, that one song is, "The stars at night are big and bright, deep in the heart of Texas."
Yeah.
And then I'm listening to Bob Wills, and I'm like, they're singing that song. So I don't
think
know.
he might have written that song.
He might, right?
Good vibe.
Yeah, it's weird when you hear something and you think it's attributed to one thing,
Right,
but then
right.
you're like, that happened to me a lot when I want to say I was like maybe 25 years old before I saw The Godfather. And I didn't. The Godfather there's so many cultural references,
Right.
And I've been in stand-up comedy for years, so people go right to The Godfather because everyone's seen it. So all these things that I thought I knew people who came up with them.
Oh yeah,
it's from The Godfather.
Right.
So when I watched that movie, I was like, hey, wait a minute.
Wait a second. I work with a bunch of hacks.
Wow.
That's all they're doing? I thought they came up with that.
Who's your favorite music-wise?
Music-wise, because I've been on this country music genre like the last 5 years pretty heavily, or even longer. But only country music, I guess.
No,
Like,
I mean overall.
Oh, I mean,
Could be country.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like it's kind of like my for a long time it would be Elvis. Like I just get in the car, I have Elvis playing, and then there was a time where I was really into Frank Sinatra. I still am, but like it was always like Frank Sinatra, like Dean Martin, Frank Sinatra. I love those guys, and I love watching
Dean Martin.
I love watching Frank Sinatra's concerts. Like go on YouTube. There's one from 1978. I just feel like there's a lot of stuff that was made in 1978. I don't know if it's a coincidence. Like after a while, you and I do that thing where we're like, hey, it's 11/11. And you just, I'm like, I'll look up something. I'm like, wow, that was made in 1978. And there's just, I don't know, there's that era. But I love watching Frank Sinatra, like his songs and his interaction with the audience and the way he was.
It was amazing. He was
amazing.
Simplicity of it. He was just
Did you ever get to see him?
Yeah. So
Man.
3-4 times.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you meet him?
No, never met him.
How about Elvis Presley? Did you ever see Elvis?
No, never saw Elvis live.
Were you into Elvis?
No.
You were more into the Beatles?
Beatles.
Because I think people were like Elvis or Beatles. Maybe,
I didn't.
Yeah.
I appreciated a little bit of Elvis in the beginning, and then after that, I think he went off a deep end.
Yeah.
But I did visit Graceland twice.
Wow.
You been there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
One time we went.
You know his mother was Jewish.
Elvis's mother? Well, that makes him Jewish then, right?
Yeah. If you look at the gravestone at Graceland, there's Hebrew writing on her gravestone.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't remember. I went to Graceland. I had a really interesting experience when I was there. I don't know why, but I was the only one there, aside from the people that worked there. I had the whole house to myself.
Maybe they were closed.
It was. I had to say it.
You're like, I had to climb over a 7-foot gate. But
Yeah, they go through an electric fence.
But
What
they
a weird
say
entrance.
it's this. I think it's the most visited or second most visited. That and the White House are the two most visited places in America. So when I was there and I was the only one there, it was like an anomaly. Everybody was like, "You have no idea how lucky you are. It's
Wow.
just you in the house." So I walked around. And I really got to like.
I made myself comfortable.
Yeah, I got to take it all in. Like I sat in one of the rooms for a little while and just sort of like meditated
That's
on
so
it.
cool.
And, like there was no one there. It was just me and Elvis's ghost, you know. And it was very. I wasn't a big Elvis fan until I went to Graceland, and then after that, I connected with him like there.
Yeah.
And I went home, I started listening to the music, then I became a big Elvis fan. But until I went there, it didn't mean anything to me. But that place was so interesting, and there was a feeling in the air there of I was so in awe by the creativity of this guy and what he accomplished and all.
But if you look at Graceland, he did not have great taste.
No,
the place is not so.
Well, it's like hillbilly
tiger
chic.
wallpaper, and stuff like that. Shag rug.
He had his own kind of his own.
Hey, did you ever see his Cadillac? I don't know if they had it there, but I saw it at a museum, and he had. They didn't have stereos back then in the 50s, and so he had a record player.
Wow. In
the back of the Cadillac, you know the hump that's in the middle there on the floor. He had it nailed to the hump somehow, and they would play singles, like 45s in the car. I don't know how that was when you went over a bump.
Maybe he did it when he parked or something.
You know, one thing that hit me when I was there is like, you know how famous you have to get for people not to get rid of your stuff when you die?
Yeah.
Everybody, no matter who they are,
get rid of stuff.
All this stuff that was important to you in life, it's going to mean nothing to them the day after you die. And everything that you've meticulously held on to and kept in good condition and cleaned and all that stuff is getting thrown in a garbage bin or into a box and going to a donation center. And it's not going to be treated nicely. Maybe one or two things your kids, if you have kids, will appreciate. But everything that means anything to you,
that's the way of the world
is gone.
Think of how much stuff has been around since the beginning of the world, and you don't see any of it anymore.
It's shocking.
I thought of it the other day. I watched a movie from 1935 or 6, a Cary Grant movie with co-starring Joan Fontaine, a big actress in her day. And I'm watching it. Thousands of cars are driving by. It takes place in New York, and these cars, and I'm thinking, every one of those cars are gone. And they were all masterpieces, giant, beautiful.
All of them. That's shocking, right? You think there'd be every now and then you'd go into a thrift shop and there'd be a couch from the time of Abraham there. Like, where did all those couches go?
Sure, Moses' staff. I mean, if you're lucky, you find...
They say they don't build them like they used to. Right. They must have been built so well back then.
Yeah. I think there's something to that. You ever notice like buildings used to be so much prettier?
Yeah.
You look and it was built in like the late 1800s, the early 1900s.
Yeah. So people used to live longer, like in biblical era. So when they bought something, the warranties were longer. They would say to like Abraham, he's 400. And they go, I'm telling you, this couch, 500-year warranty on it. I'm telling you, you can bring it back, and we'll either give you a new one, or we'll give you, they figure out what it's still worth.
Do you think they had couches, Abraham?
Yeah, I think they had,
When was the first, because it's not in the Bible when the first couch appears.
Yeah. They had a sit.
Well, they had chairs.
Yeah, human beings like to sit. So
that's all they had they had benches and they had,
But so when did they start making them comfortable?
1653. That's exactly when I feel like Mel Brooks and Carl Reiner. So, around 1653 was the first couch they ever came up with. I remember I didn't have anything to sit on my whole life. And then all of a sudden, my son, Izzy, came up with that thing. He says, sit, Pop, sit in the... And I fell asleep. I took a nap. It was, by the way, the first nap anybody ever took because nobody could nap because there were no couches before this. So I invented the nap, really, when you get down
to also the recliner. They didn't have recliners until...
Nobody reclined.
Did the Ottoman only come around in the Ottoman Empire? Is that why?
And then they called them lazy boys. Remember that? That's the term. The lazy boy.
The lazy boy.
Feet out.
The lazy boy, the Ottoman, the recliner.
There's no lazy girl. It's not like gender equal.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Oh, but there's a lazy Susan.
Lazy Susan, for when you went. How lazy was that woman that got named the Lazy Susan?
That's the thing that's spinning around with the nuts on it.
Yes.
Someone must have had the laziest wife that wouldn't pass anything at the table. Like, pass the salt. Get it yourself, honey.
Her little fingers just kind of like,
look at my wife, Lazy Susan invented.
Look at her latest invention.
It's funny that it has the name Susan in it, right?
Could be lazy Francine,
It should have
lazy
been like
Jacqueline.
or like alliteration. It should have been like the lazy Lisa or something.
Right.
Like
No, but it's specifically Susan. There's some woman named Susan who somebody was out to make a point on that one.
They use names like Tomboy. What's a tomboy? That was a girl.
Oh yeah, girl with like a little bit. Yeah, maybe wears a baseball cap.
Yeah, with a baseball cap.
Kinda,
and,
she could play rough and tough with the boys. She's a tomboy, you know.
yeah, climb trees.
Yeah.
Wasn't afraid. What other names?
Nowadays they just call them lesbians. You know?
All right.
Okay.
Back in my day.
Well, no, that'd be more like a Dice joke, really, than a Rodney joke.
That's true.
Now they call them lesbians. Oh,
I was looking up, actually, I looked it up on chat when people started naming things that there were no names for. Like the fish and the animals. There was a whole period of time when the names were given to... Biblical era, it wasn't God didn't give the names to things, did
Adam. It says Adam named all the animals.
Did he?
Yeah, but you're saying
They're
maybe-
probably just broad strokes too, right? Like giraffe, dog. Because then now it gets really they get into the
It
minutia
must
of
get-
certain animals.
It's probably very exciting at first.
Yeah.
And then you get really bored with it. You're like, you got more? You know? You're like,
Right.
that thing.
I call that. Yeah, right. Like certain fruit. Like I call it orange or whatever.
I
Like,
had a joke that never worked about anteaters, about how that, like, they just got named after what they eat the most. It never.
that's funny. You should do that about yourself or something. To be like, because I like, you know.
When they were naming them, they're like, they eat ants? Well, that's the name. That's disgusting. You know, like,
Yeah.
it's like they shamed them.
I wonder if the anteaters know what's coming towards them. You know.
It never worked, that joke. I tried retooling it like 5 different times. I couldn't
So
get...
what do you got? What? How does it go exactly?
I don't even... Well, it's been so long since I tried it, but it was... I tried different versions of it, like, you know, they were just so disgusted when they were naming the animals that this creature eats ants that they named... Like, what is it? It eats ants? Anteater. You know, like an insult. Or then they got named after their favorite food. I tried to make it more positive.
You know who
I
has
couldn't
cool-
get it.
They had to figure out something to do with the long nose.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was the deal. That's why they started with the ants,
Right.
because the long nose
Yeah.
didn't fit everywhere.
Or maybe they were named that by the ants. Like the ants were like, watch out for him. He's an anteater.
He eats us.
Like the ants named him that as a cautionary tale.
The four-eyed purple people eater. Wasn't there like a?
But like all the other animals have their own
There's
name.
a song,
Yeah.
Purple People Eater.
You know, had cool names. Native Americans, Indians, right? Like like you know, Crazy Horse,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Red Cloud, names like that. Where you're
Yeah.
like, wow, that's pretty cool. Like,
Cool.
I saw one.
Now,
that
were
was,
those
like
the names that the English-speaking people gave them? I'm sure when they met the Indians, what's your name? Crazy Horse. You know, I don't think they came up with that
Is
themselves.
Horse your last name?
Yes, Horse. Well, I think it would be like translated. So they'd be like translated to, you know, and then there was one called Dull. I mean, their names still sounded scary. They're like one guy was called Dull Knife.
Dull knife?
Yeah,
Like you never sharpened the knife?
I guess. And then
You know why they got away with keeping those names? They never had to go through Ellis Island
that's true.
to get here. If they went through Ellis Island, they would have had them changed to like
Jones,
you know, Wild Horacinski or something. You know,
Yeah. I'm Crazy Horse Walker. Yeah.
they're like, your name is Walker. They would just they take out the good.
You know,
And then
we did-
Neil Young used it, Crazy Horse.
He did. Oh yeah. Then I did get the.
That was his band,
That's right.
Neil Young and Crazy Horse.
You know what's interesting? You talk about lists like ice cream soups. I think I looked up.
Ice cream soups.
There you go.
You woke me up. What's
I
an
like
ice
two
cream
things I
soup?
love.
Yeah.
I was looking up like 5 most popular like Indians or whatever, and I don't even know if I could name them.
Like the people,
Yeah, can you name like
the
Cherokee.
5 most popular
like
Indian
names?
people
Yeah, but there's yes.
who ever lived.
Yeah, well I already gave you
Gandhi.
Cochise.
two. Yeah, Cochise. Yeah.
No,
look at
we're
him.
talking about Native American
Yes,
Indians.
yes.
I don't know. Pocahontas.
Yeah, see that's one. That
Right?
was on the
She's
list.
got to be the most popular, right?
Cochise.
And
Like we said, the
Big Chief, Little Feather. Is that one?
Crazy Horse.
might be
I don't know. I made it up.
Crazy Horse. You have Red Cloud. You know who's big and you're not even saying it yet?
Who?
Geronimo.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why, but when we were kids, did you ever do this where you jump off something and you go Geronimo?
Yeah.
I don't know where that came
Yeah, I
from.
did that too.
We probably saw it on like Bonanza or something. But,
I think they yelled Geronimo when they were charging.
oh, or was that
They go. They,
charge?
yeah, and then the Indians would go Geronimo, and they would just go, and then they would meet Mill and hack each
So
other
there was
up
a
to-
guy who was Geronimo,
Yes, yeah.
and he was the first one to run. Maybe.
No, I don't know. I think he was. Well, he was like a chief, so he's probably like really like feared and respected.
The
And,
chiefs, was that
Yeah.
passed down by your chief? If you have a chief, the son becomes the next chief.
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe it's not automatic. Because how like things skip a generation.
But you don't. Do you have to have chief blood, or can you just like move to a different area and be like, I'm the chief now?
I'm a new chief in town. See?
Leave him alone.
Yeah.
Leave him alone.
Yeah. What do I know, man?
One of my favorite movies of all time is.
I'm on my
leave the
second
guy
book.
alone. He came to have a good time. Leave him alone.
All of a sudden, it's a history lesson. I'm like, I get these free audiobooks from Libby, so I just listen to Empire of the Summer Moon. So I'm all like, yeah, Indians. What do you want to know?
Did you ever see Little Big Man?
No.
One of the great Indian.
Oh wow.
Dustin Hoffman. And it's about Custer's Last Stand. It's about a 3-hour movie. Phenomenal movie. Little Big Man. You ever get a chance, you have to see this movie.
I'm listening to this book, another book that I'm listening to by Peter Cousins, and they're talking about Custer, and it was really interesting. It kind of puts you in that place of like, what's it like for these guys? And I like the
Not
book.
good.
Not good. It's like, I know it's not good at all. It's like in the winters and they're out there and they're
Did they have couches?
not at all. Not at all.
You never see a couch on a TV.
I know, right? Nobody, even at the forts, nobody had a couch. It was just like very uncomfortable. Yeah.
You never see an old Western movie where two people are carrying a couch somewhere.
No, there was always somebody. There was the coffin maker in the movies.
Right.
Oh yeah, pine box.
Yeah, the pine box. They never went beyond the pine box.
I heard it's cheap wood.
No big selection.
I learned that from John DeResta, woodworker.
Yeah.
He said pine box is very,
Very cheap.
Wow.
You know, I when I was young, I went to stay with my dad's friend who lives in the north in Israel, and when people a lot of Jewish people want to be buried in Israel when they die.
You had
they'll
to throw in when they die. You had to do that. Don't you think? See, that's bad writing.
yeah.
That's bad writing.
Yeah, thanks. It's really on my case today.
You got to keep it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, fine. So while they're alive, a lot of people like to be buried in Israel in advance of them dying.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
Well, when
so all over the world,
Yeah.
they'll when Jewish people die, they ship the bodies to Israel in
Yes.
a coffin. But when Jews get buried in Israel, they don't get buried in a coffin.
no, they do
They
not.
go directly into the ground. So what happens to all the coffins?
But they don't just go into the ground. They put a shroud around them.
Right, like a talit or something, right?
They put some cloth thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they go into the earth. But all these coffins that get shipped from all over the world wind up in Israel, and they have nothing to do with them. So they would get abandoned. So my dad's friend who lived up in the north would collect them and turn them into furniture.
Wow.
So I stayed in his...
Talk about refurbished furniture.
Yeah.
So he
Wow.
lives in the north in Israel.
Wait, what am I sitting on right now?
And under his house, they excavated under the house, there was a cave. So he turned the cave into a guest room. So I stayed in a cave, and in the cave, all the furniture was made of coffins.
Wow.
It was like Dracula.
Did it creep you
All
out?
the bookshelves were standing up coffins with shelving in them. Did it creep me out? I thought it was cool. I was a kid.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
oh, awesome. But then
That's cool.
I thought about all the furniture had dead bodies in it at one point.
Yeah, they ship them below on the plane, they don't
Yeah.
sit them up. They got.
Right.
I think by law you can't just throw a dead person into the bottom of a plane.
Mm-hmm.
You have to.
It's like there's an old joke, which I'm sure you know, about the woman who goes to Israel with her dog, and she has a German Shepherd, and she arrives there in Ben Gurion Airport, and the people go to the bottom of the plane to get her dog, and it's dead, and they're like, oh my gosh, this woman, she's a big donor to to the Israeli government. This is terrible. We got to find an identical dog. So they search the entire country and they find a German Shepherd that looks just like hers. And they bring it to her and they say, here, ma'am, this is your dog. And she goes, that's not my dog. And they go, yes, it is. It's your dog. That's not my dog. They go, well, how do you know it's not your dog? She goes, my dog was dead. I was shipping it to bury him here.
So there's a rabbi, priest, and a minister, and they're all talking about what they once said about them after they died.
Yeah.
So the priest says, when I die, I would like my congregation, my church, to say he was a beautiful man. He shared the Bible. He went to visit the sick. And everybody said, that's beautiful. And they said to the minister, how about you? What would you like to say? He said, I would like to say, I like people to say about me that I was very charitable and I helped the sick and I was good to all people, no matter where they came from and what race, religion, or color they were. And they said to the rabbi, what would you like to say? He said, I'd like them to say, I think I saw him move.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's awesome. You have an ability, because I listen to the podcast, that certain things remind you of jokes. Like, you know how I do it? I like my women like I like my... Do you have, like, do certain things just trigger, like, those kind of thing for jokes?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
And then is it one of those things where, like, you're around your wife all the time, so wives sometimes get tired of our, like, hey, here's a deal. So, but you have to, like, suppress it almost, like, if someone's, but when it's ready to come out, you're like, I can do a joke.
You mean
about
a new piece of material, or are you talking about a joke?
It could either be your own act or like a joke that you've heard through the years.
If I think it's something funny, I'll share it with her. If I think it's something new and funny, sometimes I don't expect much from her. And I'm a big believer in not actually telling anybody anything except the people in the audience.
Yeah.
You rarely ever get what you need to get the confidence to continue on with it.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you learn early on, don't ask people, is this funny? Because then they're not open to laughing. They're more like analytical, like,
being critical.
Is it funny? Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. So I had that problem. Well, there's a friend of mine who lives in Vegas, and he's kind of sick, and he's home a lot. And yesterday I said two funny things. And he goes, what's funny about that? And I let that one go. And then I said something else. He goes, that's not funny either. You're not very, and he said, you're not very funny today.
Oh,
yeah.
That's a mean one.
Yeah, but he's not doing well, so
you have to let it go.
No matter what, you just don't want, that's why you don't want to share it with people.
Yeah. Yeah. So if he was healthy, what you would have gave it to him?
I would have hung up on him.
You have to test how unhealthy are you before.
How you feeling today? Not good. All right, you can say anything you want.
Yeah. All right. You can get away with a lot more if you're not feeling well.
You do draw the line with people depending on their condition, and right,
right,
like that.
Yeah. Or you're like, okay, I know this is funny, but this is not. They're not the target for this.
I'll tell you what. How powerful jokes are sometimes. I went to a shiva. You know what that is, right? Well, in Jewish religion, when somebody dies, for the following week, if they die like a parent or a spouse, you go to that person's house, the living person, and then they sit and people come and visit. They bring food. They tell stories about their relationship. So it's kind of nice. So I'm at this shiva, and this guy's father had died. The father was 94. He says, my father was 94 and a half. So I said, the only time that they do the half thing is when you're like 2.5 or 93 and a half. And he starts laughing.
Yeah.
And then I see some people a couple of days later, and they go, I was at the shiva the next day after you, and he was doing that joke, and he credited it to you that you were doing, So it touched him so much to be able to laugh during that period that he kept performing the joke.
That's great.
That's good. Yeah.
That's good.
The power of jokes.
It is, and even in real life, we had a very bumpy flight from Vegas to Burbank. Like, it was windy. It was one of those, like kind of, you're like, it's gonna, but they've been through it before, but still, it's like the sudden drops and the
terrible,
yeah,
like that. And then, but you're like, okay, and it's like, okay, we're gonna land in like 3 minutes, so I can hang, it's just 3 minutes, 2 minutes, we're gonna be okay. And then when we landed, it was one of those landings where the plane went a little bit like boom, like that. Yeah. And then especially the people that were like kind of asleep, you saw them go, and everyone's head went up at the same time. But I'm like, at least we're on the ground now. And then to break the tension, the flight attendant on the microphone goes, That was not the pilot's fault. That was the asphalt.
Wow.
And it got a huge laugh.
Yeah.
And just like that, all that scariness and was like, ha ha ha, the asphalt.
Just the first line is funny. That was not the pilot's fault is a funny line.
That's what I was thinking too. And then when they said at the and it was like it was just hilarious to hear that, like in that moment of like.
We were talking before you got here, with the, there's no money around now, the government shut down, so the people, what are they called? The
TSA?
No, the air traffic controllers.
Control.
Yeah.
So you'll hear things now on a flight like, does anybody have Google Maps?
Yeah.
What about a regular map? I have no idea where the hell we are. Are we supposed to be in China? Because there's a lot of Chinese people below us.
And they have terrible desserts, to my knowledge. So.
We're not going to be stopping because there's no dessert in this country. How about when the plane is bouncing a lot, and I get scared.
Yeah.
I don't fly well with. And then I learned that it's nothing but like riding on a bumpy road, they say. It's just
little potholes in the sky.
Would people laugh if during a terrible turbulence you just stood up and said, "We're all going to die"? How many people would laugh at that, do you think?
Yeah. Not nowadays, because I feel like people would say something like
we
that.
were talking about different sections on planes before we got here.
Yeah.
Like with all this stuff that's going on planes, they should have like the no punching in the face section.
Right. No, you won't get thrown up on section.
Yeah, nobody kicking your seat section.
The no Karen section.
Yeah.
The F around and
Has
find out
flying
section.
changed for you? Do you fly much?
I do. You know what? The best thing that I did with flying is I got that TSA.
Yeah, sure.
Whatever that thing is called for 5 years. The one that
pre-check.
Yeah.
Pre-check. That's the word. It's the best. I didn't think I needed it because I was like, well, usually
Get global entry.
Oh, that's even better.
Because
huh?
global entry, you get TSA free with it.
Wow.
So you got two. So if you leave the country, you come in 3 minutes rather than stand on for an hour and a half.
Man, I'm gonna do that.
Global entry.
They just make you pay just to be able to walk into a place or out of a place.
You can cancel your TSA. I mean, you don't have to pay for it anymore with global
They
entry.
should do that everywhere.
Right.
Like they should make it very difficult to get into the supermarket.
I have global
and then you
entry.
have to pay to be pre-screened to enter the supermarket. They could make anything difficult like they do with the airport.
That's
what
true.
the airport did is they took something simple, they made it difficult, and then they charged you to make it simple again. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
What's the airline too that had you didn't have to get a seat, you just
Southwest Airlines.
and now they're going to
Now they're going to make it assigned seating. I
and
personally
they make it sound like it was a brilliant idea that they came up with for the first time. We got an idea, folks.
got some changes here.
Assigned seating. You ever hear this before? We've been in business 111 years.
Yeah, a lot of the places I fly, Southwest goes to, and I just for the longest time I just love Southwest. I live in Burbank. It's like it's easy to get to that airport, and like it's Burbank, Phoenix, Burbank, Sacramento, Burbank, Reno, Burbank, Dallas, and then. But when I do have to fly on another airline, that's when you're like back of the line, like Group 12A. You're like. Oh.
So do you buy the early entrance $15 on Southwest?
I haven't done that yet because usually it's just like a quick flight, and I'm like, I don't really need it.
But if you get it early, if you check in early, you can get Group 2 or 1 or 2 or 3.
I have a pretty good seat. I'm usually Group A. Every now and then I'm Group B. If I was Group C, I would do that.
Do you think there's anything morally wrong with telling them you go up? Because they can't ask you what disease you have. So if you need early boarding, please come see us now at the gate. And you go and you make up some horrible thing.
Yeah.
See?
You could just say, I need it, right? You don't probably don't even have to make up the thing.
I need it?
I need it. I need it.
I
You
know
said if you need early boarding, come up. You
They're
say,
walking
I need
by
it.
with meals. And
No, you walk up and you say, I need it. I need early boarding. And then they say, why do you need it? And you could say...
they're not allowed to say, right?
I don't think they could say it. But even if they did say it, you could just say, look at me. And then let them, take it from there. Look at me. Obviously, I need it. And then they're going to be like, I don't know what he's talking about, but I guess,
I know John DeResta told me he would tell them, because I don't think he had the proof or whatever, but here's what he would say. And he said it always worked. But I think it is, I think he was being honest, but he just didn't have the certification or whatever you're supposed to show him. and you'd be like, I need to get early boarding. I have diabetes and I'm missing a toe. Shall I remove my sock and show you? And they're like, no, you're good. So offering to like show them.
I have bleeding hemorrhoids. Can I show you what's going on here?
Yeah.
You know why I need an aisle seat? Because I have to get up a lot because my hemorrhoid has exploded this morning.
Especially if you did it like in a whispery tone.
Right.
Like, I think this guy's being truthful.
Let me show you. I was at the DMV one time, and they had this very long line to get in and a very short line in the disabled. And I said to the guard there at the DMV, I said, I have a learning disability. Does that qualify?
That's
and
funny.
they said, hey, disability is a disability.
Oh.
So I said, all right. So I got in the line, and I was in the DMV in like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Learning disability.
Now, I have slip discs.
Yeah.
And sometimes they act up and sometimes they don't.
Mm-hmm.
So can I use the slip disc thing the time?
It could act up any second. I don't know.
I'll tell you the problem with it, and I'm not sure if this is true.
It acts up a lot in coach.
You can't get an emergency roast. They when you see the emergency road, they come and go, or when you're getting on the plane, they go, are you able to, if we need you?
Yes. You have to verbally say yes.
You have to verbally say yes. And when you're getting on the plane or you're sitting there. So if I tell them I have slip discs and I go to get a seat when I'm buying the ticket, they may put in there that this guy is not able to sit in that section. And that would preclude me from ever sitting there as long as I live because of the slip disc. So,
by the way, Slip Discs is a great name for a DJ.
it is. Or a band.
Slip Discs.
Ladies and gentlemen, slip discs. I've been told my disc is...
Yeah.
What if you just say I'm very ugly?
Yeah.
Listen, I'm very ugly. It's worked as a disability my entire life.
People don't like to look. I scare people, and when I stand out here with all the people, you can get me on fast so they don't.
I've had a terrible life being so ugly. Can I get on the plane?
It's been rough.
Okay, all right, okay.
Lactose intolerant? Is that a disability?
Did you have to fly when they made you wear a mask on the airplane? Did you guys have to do that?
Yeah.
And did you ever pull your mask down?
Of course.
Yeah, me too.
You know why? Because they said you could take your mask off to eat or drink.
Yes.
So I just made the drink last the entire flight.
Right. Some people did that. They eating a pretzel one by one.
Yeah.
I used to pull my hooded sweatshirt like over my face so I could finally breathe under that. And no one, it covers your whole face. So
how about nowadays when you see somebody coming with a mask, you want to start coughing?
It's funny you say that. It is an impulse that I have, and I don't do it, but it is an impulse.
When you see somebody coming,
no, you're fine. You're good. You're safe.
It's nothing. I don't have anything.
It's true. I swear. Because no, you know what I wanted to do it, and I didn't do it, but I did have that same thought of like we were going through the TSA, and it was in Oakland, California. And it was a couple, and when you go to the TSA, you have to pull the mask down, and for them to take your photo or whatever to make sure that you match the ID. And the second he pulled the mask down is when I wanted to do that. Because he's all like this and then like 1, 2, boom, like that.
Pull it down. You gotta, when you see someone coming with a mask, you gotta think they probably have some precondition or something like that,
Yeah, I try to think, that's my first thought is, why are you doing? And then I thought, you know what? Just, okay, that's, hey. Maybe there's something going on, But it was weird when it was kind of going from, malls were opening, this and that, and then you're like, all right, finally, we're getting on with our lives. And then you're like, what the heck? So I said, I got to reframe my thinking. And I remember my son and I played a game with them. We'd go to the mall, almost like Slug Bug with the VW bugs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I go, every time I see someone with a mask, I'm going to punch you in the arm.
Punch buggy.
Yeah. So we would punch each other. Like, he'd be like, but he had better eyesight and he was quicker. So it was terrible. He's like, these are 3 mass food court. Bam, bam, bam. I was like,
So that's your son, you said?
Yeah.
How many kids you have?
One son, and he just turned 18 years old. He's a senior in high school.
Wow.
Yeah.
What if the next one is like a conjunctive eye disease and everyone has to wear an eye mask walking around?
Pink eye.
Everybody's walking into walls.
Pink eye. Everybody in the country has pink eye.
The pink eye pandemic.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Everybody's got to walk into,
Yeah. Everyone's driving with eye masks.
Or you're on a plane. I like to do this when I'm sitting there somewhere. Just sit there and go. Just keep smacking my neck like I'm killing the buck.
What is he doing?
Die!
Do you talk to people on the airplane or no?
So I never tell them. I very rarely tell them I'm a comedian.
Yeah.
because that they've never met one, and it opens up a whole can of worms. But I will try to talk to them sometimes. Yes,
I do sometimes too, but I usually not the beginning of a flight, because it could be a long flight with somebody that you just
now you have to be entertaining.
I joke when they
but I don't mind though. If they talk, I'll talk.
If I get on, I usually get on early, and I'll sit on my aisle seat, and then somebody will come, and I'll look at them and I go, and they'll go, we're in there. I go, I'm glad you're here. We've been waiting for you, and I was worried you weren't going to come. I'm so glad you're here, and I get up, and they appreciate that.
That's cool.
Or when I sit down, if they're there first, I'll say to them, how are you? And I'll, just a little something. I'm not looking for 2 hours of conversation.
Right. I'm a talker. I got a coffee. Yeah, I'm the same way. Or sometimes I'll do a little bit pleasant, but if not, I'll just put the hoodie on and go up against the window and just try to sleep.
Right.
For the
Can
flight.
you sleep on planes?
I usually I can't unless I've had coffee earlier. But like if it's one of those, you had like 2 hours of sleep the night before because you've been packing, you don't want to miss your flight. I can
the worst is falling asleep on the runway before you take off. And then you wake up as they're starting to take off. You go, oh man!
I know. I
just ruined the flight.
I know.
Because I fight hard not to fall asleep before we take off.
What do you do when you're awake on a plane? Do you have like things to do and read?
Yeah, read and write.
That's good.
Yeah.
I've learned I got to start carrying my reading glasses because I can get by, but there's eye strain involved.
And I bring, you know what a rebounder is?
No.
Those things is a little round thing, you jump up and down on it.
Oh.
I put that in the middle of the aisle and I just jump up and down on it for like 20 minutes.
Little trampoline?
Yeah, a little trampoline, just up and down for a few minutes.
You're like, I make my own, what do you call it, turbulence. Why is there turbulence? Oh, it's mark on the trampoline up there.
I always read something and I write.
Like a real book, or is it like on your phone or a tablet?
No phone. Real book I carry. Do I have one with me here today? Let me see if I even brought one today.
That's good. A real book.
I was thinking about what I was saying before. Everything at the airport is a worse version of real life.
I got my iPad, but I read on my iPad.
And you do carry books sometimes.
I do always.
That's great.
So anything that impresses somebody on an airplane is just a regular version from real life. Like you go on an airplane, if they give you real cutlery, you're like, wow, real cutlery. You're right. Yeah, but you never get impressed by real cutlery.
Just stabbed somebody with a fork.
Really?
I think on an Australian flight, he had a real fork and he just stabbed 5 people on the plane.
Wow.
My son and I, we send each other horrible stories. Like we text each other horrible things that happen to
human beings. And son are beating each other up, you and your son.
So he sent me we both fly a lot, and he sent me the people stabbing somebody with, some person stabbing somebody with a fork and all that.
He was just hungry.
Wow.
Yeah, even the airport lounge is just a regular lounge, right? Like it's like the height of luxury in the airport. And what is it? It's just a comfortable seat.
Yep.
With Wi-Fi.
The lounge, you mean before the flight?
Yeah, there's some food.
Yeah, but they're much nicer than sitting outside in the...
Right, I'm saying, but it's only nice because you're in an airport. If that existed outside an airport, it wouldn't be impressive.
Well, they have a tremendous amount of food. There's different levels of lounges.
Yeah, I've never been to the really good lounges, I think.
Yeah, they have like a million different types, and you get free booze and...
that's better.
I think the answer is going to be yes, but I got to ask... have you ever flown private? And if so, is there turbulence, or is it fine up there?
Good question.
What's it like? I don't know.
So, yes, I have.
Yeah.
With Jerry. We fly a lot like that. These planes fly higher than regular commercial planes. They fly like 50,000, 49,000. So it's smoother up there, actually.
Really?
They got the good air.
Yeah, the good air.
Everything's better on these
good air.
Yeah. We're down there with the polluted air.
But I find them a little more frightening sometimes. Because the size of this thing here, like 20 feet long, and you're 50,000 feet in a sardine can, and you're wondering how this is actually working. Big plane makes a little, but then on a big plane you think, how is this 300,000 pound thing gonna?
Yeah.
But they do.
Yeah, because I always wondered about that, like if it would just get tossed around, like because it's littler. But then again, if it's so high up there, it's like
it's pretty amazing.
That's cool.
It's fun.
And then what about helicopter?
I didn't even realize there was VIP Sky. Did you know that there was VIP Sky?
No.
It's like there's poor people's sky and there's rich people's sky. I didn't know that.
Helicopters are great too. Love them.
What's that like? Is there turbulence on that? Is it
Hardly any.
Good. Okay.
Well, it depends on weather.
Yeah.
And they don't fly like if it's raining and stuff. It's a little, but like
if it was one of those things where, let's say,
you don't go high enough for turbulence, really.
And what about the takeoff part? Is that like
it's
like
a little
weird,
like this, shaky
no
a little.
big deal. Right?
No, and then you're not with the pilots.
Okay.
They're up front, and there's a wall. You're actually in a room.
Oh.
Like if you put a wall here, pilots are there. They're on the other side, and everybody has headphones, which you can talk to each other with.
Because it's so loud.
Very loud.
Oh.
They've never been able to figure out.
I remember there was a guy that did it. He opened for Bill Burr, and Bill Burr. It was traffic 4th of July weekend, I think, and it was just gonna be traffic from here to San Diego. And he said they flew in a helicopter. But I think there was a pilot with them. But I think
Bill flies helicopters.
Yeah, and I think he does, and I think the pilot was with him. But still, I was just thinking like, damn, that'd be scary. I mean, it'd be great. Like, hey, you want to do this gig? Yeah.
I flew to San Diego in a helicopter.
What was that like?
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
During rush hour.
Yes.
Seeing everybody underneath you stuck.
Wow.
And you go, look at these morons coming home from work.
They didn't think of a helicopter. Why
don't they take helicopters like this?
How long does it take?
40 minutes.
That's
Get
great.
to San Diego, 45 minutes, something insane. And you fly over,
you must
freeways.
Man, that
flew
must
through New York in a helicopter, right through the city, in the middle of buildings.
Wow, like a building to your right and to your left.
Yeah,
and you're like,
unbelievable.
Wow.
Is that before 9/11?
Before and after, they still do that. Yeah,
because they don't. They got to watch out for like wires or something connected.
No, they're higher.
It's amazing, but still, they're like,
up.
Gotcha.
I guess if a helicopter hits the building, it's not as big a deal as if a plane hits a building.
There's no wires.
Yeah.
At 40 stories high.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I never thought about it.
How high do the birds go?
They're up there. They fly.
I know in Fresno, like on those farms, they have those crop dusters, and then sometimes they get real, like stuntman style, and they try to every now and then. I've heard that they fly underneath the telephone wires where they go like that.
So we took a flight. I went with my wife to Hawaii and the kids, and they have these. You pay and you're like whatever $200, and the guy flies you to places on the island of Hawaii you can't ever see, like over the mountain and under. There's no roads. So when we got there, they give you a little emergency thing. The woman is saying we were this and that, and I said, "Is there a co-pilot?" Because if there's just one person, she said, "Absolutely." So we get out to the plane, and my wife gets on it, and I said, "Where's the co-pilot?" He goes, "It's you." And he points to me, and I sat up there with him, and it's a phony one of those things you go like
the
this.
Little
like,
Tykes one?
Yeah, like they give little kids.
Yeah.
It doesn't work.
Right.
The yoke.
Yeah. And the guy was about 70 years old. I'm thinking, this guy has a heart attack.
Yeah.
It's over. It's over. But he did not, and here we go.
Well, were you watching him carefully to see like what to do?
It's. I wasn't too worried. He seemed okay, but I thought about. Let me ask you a question, okay? You have a son and you have kids.
Yeah.
So you want to spend as much time with them as possible. Especially when they get older. Well, anyway, my son travels all over the world, and he asks me to go with him sometimes. He's going to China for 10 days, and he said, "Listen, I would like you to come." He's got to work in China, but he said, "Why don't you come for 10 days to China?" And he goes, "Oh, I'll take care of all the expenses there, because he has the hotels and everything paid for. You just pay your airfare, which is like $3,000, whatever. Not a big deal." I don't want to go. I'm afraid to go to China.
Because of all the things you've said about the government?
Especially. No mayo. So, and I felt bad, and I told him, I said, "Listen, there's certain places in the world now I don't want to go. I don't feel safe going. I understand you have to work and you have to go, but every once in a while in China, it depends on the balance between the United States and China at the time. Right. If it's shaky, sometimes they grab people. They make and you
wind up in an iPhone factory.
You get it, and things happen. And did I punk out, or was it a real? There's really a problem there, and they do grab people occasionally, and it takes a lot to get them out.
And would you be like staying but you're probably going to be staying in a nice hotel, but you don't care about all that. You're like, I can stay
Very
in
nice
my home.
hotel, but that doesn't matter.
Yeah. No desserts. That's why you didn't want to do it.
I kind of agree with you. Like I have not renewed my passport. So even when you're telling me about the global entry, I'm like, the day comes when I need to renew it, and I have something coming up where I have to, but I'm just
then you won't have time.
Right.
I don't have any desire to go to China. Japan, I would love to go to Japan.
You need a passport to go to Canada.
Yeah. I haven't really actively pursued Canada.
It doesn't feel safe. I agree with Mark. Like you go to China.
But I could though. Yeah.
It just doesn't feel like.
I would never go to Russia now.
No, Russia, China.
I wouldn't go to
North Korea,
except for Israel. None of the Middle Eastern countries. I mean, I know a lot of Israelis still go to Turkey.
Yeah,
I wouldn't feel comfortable.
I have family there in Turkey. Still, yeah, I don't disagree with you. I think I'd still go to Turkey.
I feel bad because that would be 10 glorious days with my son, hanging out with him. And a time where I'll go and he'll invite me on other trips. And I thought, do I sound like a wuss to my son? And I put that aside. I didn't let the peer pressure get me.
Yeah.
I told him honestly.
When is the trip?
Leaves in an hour. I got to go. Like 2 months from now.
Right.
2 months from now.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't want to do it. I don't disagree
They
with you.
just freed like 2 or 3 people that were in China prisons.
You wouldn't do well in a Chinese prison. I can't.
I wouldn't do well in a Chinese restaurant.
Why were they in the prison? Like, how'd that come about? Were they working there? Were they?
Sometimes maybe
they think you're a spy or something.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, and maybe sometimes they're right.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Sometimes maybe they're right, or sometimes they're, they just make up stuff.
That would be weird. You're right. I don't want to be. I remember when I lived in San Diego. I lived there for a couple of years. We used to go to Tijuana all the time. And, hey, go down there, have some tacos, check it out. And then you're like, this is amazing. And
I don't go to Mexico anymore.
I wouldn't either because somebody pointed out like you're in another country, anything can happen, and I'm like, really? I thought it was like a big tour.
So I turned down gigs in Mexico.
Yeah.
Number one question I ask from the airport. How long of a drive is it to this place? And they go, it's about an hour and a half. I go, I'm not going. Right. I'm not going on one of these roads that you just drive down and all of a sudden these people are, hey, where you at?
Yeah.
The road's blocked.
Yeah. Cartel.
And who knows what the driver? You know what's going on. So anyway, I don't go to Mexico. Yeah. I got ripped off in Mexico and so did my son. They pulled us off the side roads with my 3 boys, my wife. Cop, little car, like a clown car almost, takes us off the highway, underneath the highway, no lights. Just like if you shut every light in here and had the door closed, he puts the flashlight in, and he said $100, otherwise you go to jail.
Wow.
And
did you bargain with him? You say, about 35?
At that point, I felt it was a deal.
You know what? Can we zoom in on my face or not zoom in? Just put the camera on me. Like, let's reenact it. Here's my flashlight. I need $100 to leave this podcast.
$100, so you go to jail.
Yeah.
I got to pay the $100 because I don't have the bill.
Oh, you don't have the bill.
I'm in Mexico.
And I'm looking real pale.
Darren, it's always great having you here, man. Thank you so much for being here.
Man, you guys, it's been a treat being here. I'm usually listening to this thing, so it's great to be on
and
it.
I appreciate that.
And I feel, thank you. And you guys make it so easy. It's like, sometimes you do a podcast and it's just not the right vibe, like it's like a druggy podcast or a really filthy podcast. And I remember, I told you this, I had this epiphany. I was on the road I was binge listening to you guys, and I go, man, you know what it is? I go, these podcasts remind me of like, how like daytime talk shows were for comedians back in the day, like the Mike Douglas show. You do an appearance, and I mean, it's set up to be that way. Like it could possibly happen,
Yeah, wow.
It's on camera. It's entertaining. It's like you guys are funny, and then the clips could make it or will make it, and it's like if something takes off, it's like boom, you've already got all the proper.
That's a great compliment. We've been compared to the Mike Douglas show.
He compares us to dead co-hosts. It's really, I don't think he meant that, but
you're like Phil Donahue.
You're like Merv Griffin.
You're like Merv Griffin.
Yeah.
You're like Mike
Steve
Douglas.
Allen.
Yeah.
You're like John Davidson.
Hey guys, you know what you remind me of?
Parr.
Shows that nobody even remembers anymore. That's what you guys
you're
are
like. The new Jack Parr.
You guys remind me of something that they took off the air a long time ago because nobody watched it anymore.
And no one talks about it, and no one ever goes back and revisits
Even
it.
the people who started those things don't remember doing them.
Well, anyway, thanks for kicking this show off. You were our first guest, and now you're our last guest.
Yeah.
Thank you
Just
very-
like his blues song, the first
We're
song,
shutting
the
it
last
down
one.
after that.
Play some Bob Wills and the Texas Playboys on the way out. Well,
This was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
This was a lot of fun today.
Mark,
a lot of fun, man.
What do
Thank
you want to
you.
plug?
I'm going to China.
Peer pressure.
I wonder if my wife said you could go to China and just get the full massages for 10 days straight with the, happy thing there. If that wouldn't sway me a little. If I go, I'm going to China.
He's got that twinkle in his eyes like a
You
little
can have
boy.
all the Chinese prostitutes you want. Don't worry about it. Just enjoy yourself.
China's not looking so bad. Oh, all right.
Okay. Can I plug something?
Yes.
I'm going to be taking his place in China.
Yeah.
And, what would the music sound like at those massage parlors? Hey, I'm here for 10 days. I love that. I will say this. If you guys check out my Instagram, please, it's official Darron Carter. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you want to put my podcast in the rotation, it's called Pocket Party, the Pocket Party Podcast. And I'd love to have you on, Mark.
I would love to be on. I would love to, and I will.
Thank you. Danny's been on a few times. And
Yeah.
man,
It's always
this
a
is-
party in your pocket.
That's right. Let's start that party. I came up with the title like literally on my own. My son was, I think, like I don't know, he was like 10. Maybe he was 10 years old, right? And I was just like, oh, this is cool. It's like a party in your pocket. Like you pull out the device. And I remember then I went to the Comedy Store patio and I go, dude, I started my podcast. I already put up one episode. And somebody goes, what's it called? And I forgot. Now I'm around like filthy minded adult comedians.
Yeah.
And as soon as I said Pocket Party,
There you go.
Yeah.
They're off and running.
But I didn't mean it like that.
No, of course not.
Yeah.
Oh, so I've got a special on Amazon Prime Video called Reconquistador. It's me in Spain doing stand-up. Check it out, and I've got comic books about my life at fairenoughcomic.com. And Mark, you have
Why
a book?
not? Lessons on Comedy, Courage, and Chutzpah, my memoir book, and markshift.com. And go to dates, and you'll see where I am. And if I'm in your town, come out and see me.
All right, everybody. We think it's funny, and we hope you did as well. Please check us out on YouTube and Instagram and all the things. Go follow us, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Tell your friends. See you next time. Bye.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Is Maz here?